Hello everybody, and my name is Gaurav and welcome to another episode of Super Negotiate. Today I will be speaking about reverse auctions. And if you're a supplier, this video is for you, how you can maximize your chances for winning a reverse auction. Now these days, every digital e-sourcing provider of procurement is maximizing their sales pitches use reverse auction, and procurement can maximize their cost saving. While some of the part is true, and as I said, if you're a supplier, how can you protect your profits? It's not really difficult, but you need to understand from buyer's perspective. And that's exactly what I want to share in this video. So let's get started. The first one, which is always the most important one, is to prepare yourself and gather the vital informations. And I call it as vital signs. What do I mean by that? Ask some questions such as, is incumbent going to be participating in the reverse auction? Second, will there be a post-auction negotiation? Third, is the reverse auction only going to focus on the cost, or you can actually, or is the buyer considering shipment delivery times, warranties, quality, other aspects as well? Fourth, ask for some operational guidelines. Will there be a minimum decrement? Will the buyer allow last minute extension or not? Will there be a rank visibility? What kind of information you will be able to see when the auction is happening? Now, when you collect these vital signs, then you can really understand how it's going to play out when you are actually in the auction. Remember, information is number one tool that you can use to outbid your competitor. That brings me to my second point. The whole idea about reverse auction is peer pressure, right? People are trying to outbid your bid in order to gain more business. Now, many a times what will happen is tit for tat, and that's what I call it. Do not follow the trail of other suppliers. Take an example. If you put a bid of $100 and suddenly supplier number 2 outbids you just by meeting that minimum decrement requirement, let's say $2, and places a bid of 98. All right, you wait it out, you again put a bid of 95, and immediately that the second supplier outbids you again by the minimum decrement by putting $93 in. Now, my request to you is, do not fall for this trap. Hold your position, wait it out. And the reason I'm saying this is most of the action in a reverse auction happens towards the end. All right, so you need to contain your margins or discount for the last part of the auction. Wait it out. If you're seeing the price spiraling downwards, wait it out. Do not fall into that trap. One more advice I want to give you. Remember the information that you collected in the beginning. In 99% of the reverse auctions, if someone is placing a bid at the last second of the auction expiry time, buyers will allow, or the systems will allow, an automatic 5-minute extension. So you will never be timed out. You will have the chance to place your last bid. So have some patience, hold your discounts towards the last part. All right. And that brings me to one more point, which may or may not be possible always. But if you can, always place the first bid in the reverse auction. And there are two reasons for it. One, you set the tone for the reverse auctions. You can send a soft signal to the other suppliers that it is coming high demand, low supply sort of a situation. So let's not outbid each other unnecessarily. These are some of the soft communications that I have seen suppliers doing it. All right. So if you can, start high and be the first bidder. All right. And second impact of exactly starting first with a high price, it puts buyer in a sort of a situation where they compare their current price versus the starting price of the reverse auction. So if the difference is huge, you can for sure expect buyer might be thinking, have I made the correct decision? And it guarantees a post-auction negotiation after that. So that brings me to a point of, again, the information collection. You need to know what's the state of the relationship with the incumbent is. You also need to understand what is the priority for running this auction. Is costing an issue with the incumbent? Or is the new delivery time a more important requirement than just the costing? So as I said in the beginning, collecting the information before the reverse auction is the key. Now don't go out and ask all the points I have told in this video in one big email. Spread your questions out over a few weeks. Ask them during the conversation, but keep a log so that you have all the answers. And if you find out, hypothetically, that cost is a priority, then you know which side you need to work on. Or let's say if delivery time is a priority, then you know that you can charge a little bit extra if you're able to provide the fastest shipping time. Now that brings me to my last point. Most likely, incumbents will never be the most competitive supplier in reverse auction. And the reason for that is they will factor in the high switching costs, and they would largely play out as rank number 2 or near upon that range. So factor that in when you're calculating your prices. And that is the last and the most important point of this video. More or less, I've seen desperation from suppliers to win a reverse auction, and that's where they compromise the margins and become at a zero cost or zero profit deal just to win the business, and that's completely wrong. You need to define whatever is your walkaway price or walkaway point, and that you need to define before you can start the reverse auction. I've seen suppliers putting only 2 bid, and then that's what their walkaway price was. And when you have a really clarity on your walkaway price, use it to your advantage. Thank you for watching these videos. Super Negotiate is a procurement channel, and I share my learning with the buyers and with now suppliers on how we can work together and bring out the best for the procurement community. If you're in Dubai or if you're a startup, I would love to meet you and have you on my channel. I'm also working on a procurement boot camp in Dubai. So if you're interested to participate and showcase your solution, let's get connected on LinkedIn. My name is Gaurav, and I'll see you in the next one.